Whoa, deflation. Deflation is such a painful affliction. One of the worst afflictions I think humans have been gifted with. This feeling of being worn down, this feeling of, you know, you go through life and you have these aspirations. You're dreaming for bigger things. You want more out of your life. You want to have a better life. You push hard, you learn, you try and study, you try and figure out ways to be better. Try and figure out ways to be healthier. But you keep seem to going around in circles and you end up in the same place. And you know, your mind can play nasty tricks on you. And oftentimes one of the worst things or a place to get to is where you just feel like you just can't do it. You're feeling deflated. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling lost. You're feeling, unworthy. You're feeling like you just can't break through to that next level. It's really frustrating. I know I've experienced this before. I've spent many years in my life battling and trying to break through this feeling of deflation, wanting more in my life, but never being able to create this windfall or a win until I made some big changes in my life. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about deflation and how it sucks. Seriously, it really does suck. And I'm very privileged to get to speak to hundreds of entrepreneurs, professionals, aspiring high achievers. I've helped countless people get and break through these debilitating afflictions, one of them being deflation. In our dojo, we help countless people work through these processes and really build a solid, strong mind and physical being so that they can really crush each day. I'm all about helping people achieve their mighty goals. I'm all about helping people break through and get things done that they're supposed to be doing, living the life they were born to live. Now, one of the biggest reasons, right? Reason number two, and I call reason number two because there's a reason number one. I want to talk about reason number two, the big reason, and this is a very important reason, is inflammation. Inflammation is a big problem, and it's causing people to lose motivation, to be down in the dumps, to have this foggy brain, to not be able to concentrate, to lose aspiration, to lose the ability to want to achieve great things. And we're doing it to ourselves. We're literally a world of causing and creating inflammation, more inflammation in our system. That's devastating, right? It's one of the biggest impacts on this planet is inflammation. And we put ourselves through this crazy amount of toxicity. And it's the real problem is our biology. Our biology can't manage what's going on. We're filling it with all this things like xenobiotics. We're not getting good sleep. We got so much unhealthy stress in our life. We've got, our diet and nutrition is up to shit creek, right? Dysbiosis, our guts are in a disarray and in pain, and this inflammation is part of that. Atrophy, people being lazy, sitting on the couch, watching rubbish for hours and hours, sitting in their desks, not getting active, not being proactive, right? Filling our bodies with infections that we don't even know we've got, right? And deficiency in vitamins, like deficiency. Most of us don't realize how deficient we are in vitamins, vital nutrients that our body needs to survive and to provide clarity and focus in our brains. This is a picture of inflammation, right? This is cancer forming in inflammation. Inflammation is a killer. It is a serious killer, and yet we keep building inflammation in our systems, and we don't even realize it because it's chronic. It just sits there, and over time, we're constantly building this inflammation and causing more pain in our systems, and we're not doing anything about it. Oh, we want to have great accomplishments in life. We want to achieve high things. We want to be in great shape. We want to have a better job. We want to have a performing business, but we're pumping ourselves full of rubbish, or we're not doing things to minimize or reduce inflammation, and therefore we're in the state of deflation. We're just feeling worn out, lethargic, down, depressed, and we don't know why. Well, the reason is this, right? And inflammation is causing a heap of pain, obesity, heart disease, cancer, depression, sarcopenia, brain disease, immune dysfunction, autoimmune disease, and type 2 diabetes. Like, seriously, it is a massive problem, and we keep filling ourselves and not being able to manage this component of our biology. And I think it's one of the most important, most incredibly important part of being able to perform at your best, learning how to manage inflammation. All right? because ultimately it's draining you of one of your most important assets. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I'm very passionate about this construct or this concept of your attention, your focus. That is the most valuable thing you have that you possess, right? Your attention, what you spend your time on, how you value your attention is the outcome of your whole life and your existence, right? Your attention is the most valuable commodity in your life. Right? And you need to be able to use it wisely. And if you're deflated, if you're feeling down, you're not able to concentrate. You're not able to give the best performance you can possibly give in work, business, life, and family. These things are dragging you down because of inflammation, one of the primary factors, right? So it's important that we need to learn how to build a strong attention concentration or build up our focus. And one of those key things is to remove inflammation or to get control of inflammation and to create a clear mind so that you can be more confident and make better decisions and be more proactive in your day. How do you do that, right? Here's the thing. So many people look at this in small little pieces, right? They look at it as in, I've got to get fit, or I've got to eat healthy, or I've got to lose weight. It doesn't work like that. To be effective, to be really effective, right? This is the circle of extraordinary. If you want to be an extraordinary human being, you have to look at these systems, right? You have to look at your life, your external. You have to look at everything that's going on around you, how you can manage and mitigate the toxicity in your life, right? From an external factor, your life system, right? Then you need to create a body system. Your body is your system that is driving your force, right? This is where the inflammation happens. This is where you get your clarity from, right? But then ultimately, you also need to have a mind system because it's already, as we all understand, it really is about mindset. You have to have a strong mindset. You have to be in control of your day every day, right? And it happens inside. So these are the three systems that you have to look at. And it's a holistic approach to managing your body and your life, reducing inflammation, and controlling your nervous system and putting in place parameters for you to be totally effective. It's the only way it can happen. You can't look at it in small pieces. It's not just diet. It's not just exercise. It's not just, self-education. It's not just changing your friends. It's everything. Building a strong, whole ecological system around you that drives results, right? And when you do that, it takes you from, feeling like this, always feeling deflated and, worn out, to feeling excited, to feeling vibrant, to feeling energized, to feeling like you can challenge this world and feeling excited every day and not have these barriers pushing against you, because guess what? Life is relentless. Your problems are always going to be there, always going to be fighting against something, right? Bills, accidents, emergencies, things that come up unexpectedly, the world changes, pandemics, all kinds of things are going to be coming at you. You need to be on your game to be able to control, not only just be able to handle it, but to crush through that and to be able to perform at your best all the time. And that comes from really starting from within and controlling and understanding your biology and putting in the pieces in place. Now, we have two aspects of how we really optimize our biology, right? This is one part of it. One part of it for me is focus, right? Understanding you got to build a really strong mind to have that focus and attention. The other side of it is clarity of mind. Clarity comes from within. Clarity comes from building confidence and not feeling foggy, worn out, and drained, deflated, right? It comes from feeling motivated, energized, enthusiastic, having that your biology working with you to give you that drive to crush every day, right? And these are the parameters, right? Starting at the top, inflammation, right? Most of us have chronic inflammation. Most of us have chronic inflammation. We don't even realize it, and it's slowing us down, right? And we need to get it down to reduce it, right? We need to ease it ultimately, get it to a point where it's as low as possible, right? We need to look at recovery in our lives. How we're recovering, how we reducing or handling stress, how we going through our days and getting cycles of recovery happening so that we can be reducing the stress and we can keep performing at our best, right? Body function, we need to be able to get up more, be energized more, do some physical stuff, not just some physical stuff. We've got to get our body up and vibrant, right? We've got to get exercise. We've got to get that heart pumping. We've got to become more strong, fit, and flexible. That's what we've got to be so we can have a more polyaxial body. And when we're getting older, it becomes a benefit to us, right? We're not fearing age. We're embracing age because we're feeling better, stronger, fitter, healthier. I'm in best shape now than when I was 18 years old because I take on this philosophy, right? Vitamin levels. Your vitamin levels are probably absolutely rubbish. And some people will say, well, I eat very healthy. Well, there's a problem with this. Today's diet doesn't compensate and account for all the stresses that we're dealing with every day. And we need to add a layer on there that builds up a vitamin deficiency and can give you the strength that you need mentally and physically, right? You ask any peak performer in this day and age whether they take on supplements and what their supplement regime is like. Any peak performer will tell you that that is a critical component to being able to actively be performing at your best. You need to supplement, right? Gut strength. Whoa, we treat our stomachs and our bodies like a trash can, throwing all kinds of rubbish in there and then wondering why we're not being able to perform at our best. We've got this crap going in, crap is going to come out, right? Literally. We've got to strengthen our gut. We've got to look at how we can improve our gut biome by feeding it the nutrition it needs so that it can reduce the inflammation and create an outcome where you can be the best you can possibly be, right? Xenotoxins. Wow, we take in so much toxins every day. We don't even realize it. We're breathing it in, we're eating it, we're taking it, and your body can deal with it for the most part when it's healthy. When it's not so healthy, it's struggling to remove these toxins and it's building up more inflammation and it's causing more pain in your life and it's going to not end up in a good place, right? Sleep. Guys, sleep is one of the biggest precursors to inflammation. It's causing the most amount of inflammation because most of us these days do not get the right amount of sleep, the right type of sleep. We're distracted. We've got ruminations going on. We're not effectively sleeping. Some people think they're sleeping well, but they're not. And this inadequate sleep is causing stresses that are increasing your inflammation and causing bad vibes, bad energy inside of your system, right? That inflammation is increasing and it's getting worse and it's causing this feeling of deflation, this feeling of fogginess, this feeling that you can't break through. One of the biggest precursors to that. Deal with inflammation, you're going to feel clear, your mind's going to clear up, you're going to feel engaged, you're going to make better decisions and you're going to be able to move forward. All of this stuff really is degrading your memory. Your memory is starting to go down, it's denigrating, and over time it's getting worse and worse. You start forgetting things, you start not remembering things, you start, trying to find it hard to really cope with life, and it becomes a major problem. And memory is a critical component to vitality, energy, and well-being and longevity. And we need to work on this. We need to train our brains to be able to be better at recalling and managing memory so that as we're getting older, we're more engaged, we're on fire still, we're not getting old. We can still maintain that memory. It's important to focus on memory. Inflammation kills that memory, right? It kills your memory. It's causing you major pain. And especially as you're getting older, you're losing that ability to be on top of your game. And memory is a big part of that, right? These parts can never, ever, ever, ever be fixed by a pill. There is no pill, there's no magic pills, right? There is no magic pills. So many people are resorting to pills to try and look at that as the magic way out or the big answer out, but it doesn't happen like that. Supplementation is a layer that you add on top of living a full, healthy, vibrant lifestyle, right? You cannot rely on supplementation alone. It has to be a layer. There's no magic pills. There is no magic pills. I'll say it again, there is no magic pills because this is what's happening. People are falling into this trap of magic pills. They start taking a whole lot of crap. They don't even know why they're taking it. They're just taking it because the label looked good or they saw a marketing piece on the internet. And so they're taking these things thinking it's going to be the answer to everything, focus and attention, and they're going to be on their game. What's happening is that your body builds up tolerance, right? Your body builds up a resistance. And as time happens, people start taking more and more and more supplementation, and the supplementation doesn't really work. And they go through these cycles and ultimately ending up in a place of depression, right? Seriously. Bad supplementation or relying on magic pills is going to lead you to depression, right? Another major problem. So don't rely on that. I've been on a long journey and I understand what inflammation does. It's a painful, restrictive thing. And when you're feeling deflated, when you're trying so hard to break through, you're trying to get to that next level, but it's not working out. Well, I've been there. I get it. I understand. And the day I started realizing the power of focusing on clearing out my mind, getting control of inflammation is where everything changed. Getting control of my biology is when everything changed. And many people go through these phases where they go through and they lose weight, they're trying to be peak performers, and then they deteriorate again. They lose weight, and then they go back and they become, fat again. The weight comes back on. I recognize this because I went through these phases of up and down diets and trying things, and some things work, something doesn't work. One of the big things is that I, as a business entrepreneur, as a professional, wanted to be engaged all the time. I want to be on my game, to be a peak performer. And I had to figure out a way how to do this, not just once, but for the rest of my life. For the rest of your life, you need to be on top of your game, because that's what it takes. And so for years, I've been able to maintain and manage my performance, be on my game every day because of the practices that I've instilled. We have a system and a formula that we follow that's very specific, that not only help me get control of my life, but to stay in control of my life, day after day after day, like clockwork. And it's not that hard if you're prepared to put in the effort, right? No magic pills. You got to put in a bit of the effort, right? We have a system that we use, and the system is what drives the results. If you follow a system, if you have a checklist, if you have a step-by-step process to help you through this, it makes life so much easier, right? Every moment in your life has purpose. And when you have purpose, you have motivation, you have drive, you have energy, you have clarity. And when that happens, you become unstoppable. You become extraordinary. You can do amazing things, and you feel so much better about your life. And here's a big reality about this, right? Your biology is either working for you or it's working against you. There's no in between, right? You're either performing at your best or you're not. You're either creating an outcome where your biology is working and helping you, feeling clear, you're feeling engaged, or you're going to feel deflated, demoralized. I know what I choose. I know what I have chosen. I've chosen to focus on building a strong biology, creating a mindset that's solid, and creating a life system that is strong, that I can keep going day after day after day, no matter what the world throws at me, right? It's a good position to be in. Now, deflation is a big problem, right? And I want you to think about this, right? That every day needs to have purpose. Every day needs to be a place where you can, find sanctuary. You can be on your game, you can be engaged. In order to do that, you need to make changes, real, tangible, important changes in your life that can help you move forward, right? If you need to discuss this, or if you want any further information, just PM me, ask me, and I'll be glad to help you get into a place where you can be on your game and you can achieve your mighty goals without overwhelm, without doubt, and without a foggy brain, right? Thanks. My name is Matthew White. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.